I apologize. I hadn't turned my mic on for the introduction. So we're just going to skip that. We'll dump that in and edit it. Let's get the controllers set now so we can view it in the right view. Do some stuff while I get the stream up and running. And I don't need people hearing me knocking around here for that. So I turn the mic off while I'm doing that, and then I just forgot to turn it back on. So you blew the intro there, and now the Vikings first play from scrimmage. Michael Bennett gets the carry up the middle, and Bennett is going to get sidelined here. Bennett checks out there, keeping his helmet near him on the bench, but that means that Dalvin Cook will get the load of the carries here for the Vikings. So the Lions defense is going to try to make Cousins' life very difficult here. And now with Bennett out, the Vikings have that kind of two-headed monster thing going with Bennett and Cook. Bud Grant's offense like splitting the carries between the two of them. Cook will get the load here, and Chris Spielman stuffs Dalvin Cook right up the middle. Cook is able to pick up a couple of them, and he gets enough of the first down, but he pays a price for it. Greg Durecki joins us. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Appreciate you checking in. I hope all is well with you, sir. 1st and 10, sticks move. Vikings from the 35. Cousins drops back. Looks like a little bit of a busted play there. I don't know if that was a timing issue. Guard went to pull, but it kind of got in the way of the play. Wayne Walker with the stop. Cook only able to pick up a yard at 2nd and 9. This Lions defense has talent on it, particularly in the secondary. And they've got, you can put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. Robert Porcher is up there. Luther Ellis is there. Hand off there. Dalvin Cook tries to get to the outside. He's brought down. Decent little pick up there. Mike Wedger on the stop. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3. Again, ignore that the coaches don't look like who they're supposed to look. Although in this case, the Lions coach actually does, because Dan Campbell was actually drawn as the Lions coach. Bud Grant drawn as the coach of the Vikings. Very run-heavy offense here for Minnesota. A start, they get Cook to the outside again. Cook tries to get outside, and Spielman from the middle ranges outside and stops Cook at the 44. He'll be short of the marker. And barring something unforeseen there, Cook looked like he should have cut back there. Ted Brown, his fullback, kind of went to cut upfield and lead for him a bit. Cook decided to stay to the outside, and Spielman guessed right and tracked him down. Aaron Newsom will come on for the punt for the Vikings. So the Vikings get the 1 first down, but that stalls out their drive. Punt here. Fair catch is called. And the Lions will take over from fairly deep in their own end. The much maligned Scott Mitchell, again, well, okay, it's giving ratings, so that's fine. Again, the stats that show up for past season stats in this, because I'm doing the whole season in exhibition mode because of the custom playbook issue, and I have a bit more control over things in exhibition, so I'm tracking all the stats myself and all that jazz. And off here, Billy Sims, his first carry of the game, picks up a couple. Brought down by Paul Krause coming up from the safety slot. Pick up a 2. It'll be 2nd and 8. Mitchell in the shotgun here. Drops back, looks, short pass there. Broken up. Had him, but Jeff Simon puts a hit on it. Can't be held on to. It's incomplete. Greg-ass quarterbacks down the pipe for the Lions. Oh, boy. Obviously, Matthew Stafford and Goff are down the line for them. But right now, it's Mitchell and Rodney Peete. So they got a terrible draw at the start at quarterback. So they will, I would have to think, be looking to draft a quarterback. Coming around is Carl Eller, and down he goes. Eller gets to Mitchell, who holds it too long. Eller brings them down. Eller 2 sacks. The Vikings had 4 sacks in week 1. Eller and Page each had 2, and Eller breaks through here. This Lions offensive line, they've got a couple of talent. They've got I think Orlando Brown is on that Lomas Brown rather is on that offensive line. But they have had a hard time as a whole protecting Mitchell throughout year one. And the Packers were able to put pressure on Mitchell as well. For week one of this season. Punt here, Jim Arnold, a high punt, but it's going to be good field position for the Vikings. Taken by Jake Reed, brings it back into Detroit territory. So Minnesota will start from the Lions' 42-yard line. Other guys in the Lions, Frank Landry is probably in that top 8 list. Eric Hipple is probably in that list, honestly. So that's, they've got more guys coming, but right now, this is Scott Mitchell's team. And, Rodney Peete, Pete may get an opportunity if the Lions offense continues to struggle. Again, the offense was a big problem for them a year ago. They actually scored the fewest points in the league. Rolling out, Cousins, play action, hit after he throws, and he throws that one wide. Aaron throw there. You see Cousins scraping himself up from the curve. Well, Tobin Rote is actually the starter for the Chargers right now. Bobby Lane, I'm trying to remember. I'm blanking on Bobby Lane's time frame. But if Lane amassed, I'm totally blanking on Bobby Lane's time frame. Bobby Lane is obviously a good enough quarterback. I'm doing, basically, it's the top guys in Football Reference's approximate value at a position. And that's from 1960 forward. I think Bobby Lane is in. They go with the fake punt. And short snap to Ted Brown. He throws to Griffith, and the Vikings on the fake punt convert down to the 15. Short snap there to Ted Brown, who was up, and he throws it over the middle. Griffith has time. Has room, rather. Gets down to the 15, coming up on 9 minutes in the first quarter, but that's a dagger for the Lions to allow that one. Tight set here. Handoff. That's Michael Bennett, so Bennett has healed up. He's a little slow getting up after that play as well. Keep an eye on Michael Bennett. He left this game with injury on the opening drive. Second and 9 from the 14. Back up, he's staying in the game now, though. The pitch, trying to get it out wide. Good block there, seals it off. He heads for the pylon, and he's in. Touchdown, Michael Bennett. So Bennett fighting through, clearly a bit uncomfortable. But he gets outside there. Let's see, that's a great block that sets him free. Oh, that's a beauty. Well done, sealing off. That might have been Adam Timmerman on that block for the Vikings. I'd like to get it from the backside angle there. But regardless, good seal-off block around the edge. Bennett gets inside the pylon. The fake punt sets the Vikings free. And now, pending the extra point, it'll be 7-0 Minnesota. 6 plays, 42 yards in 240. The Vikings strike first. The last thing that the Vikings want, the Vikings won this division a year ago, helped out by the fact that the Packers underachieved as much as they did. But the Vikings defense just causes so many problems. Particularly that front, they got such a great draw on their defensive line. Obviously Page and Eller, but they've got John Randall, they've got Keith Millard. Which Williams? Is it just like 10 freaking Williams as defensive line in the league? And I always get them kind of mixed up who is with which team. And Williams, the one with the Vikings? But regardless, it's a very, very deep defensive line there. And they've got some talent in the secondary, too. I think Paul Krause is a rookie this year. He wasn't with them in year one, but he got added to that. They got Joe Browner back there. So this Vikings defense is leading them, but they got Randy Moss on offense, and Moss automatically makes their offense up. Mitchell hits his favorite target, Terry Barr, for 14. Out to the 34, first down, change moves. Handoff. That's Sims. Sims gets out to the 39, pickup of 5 for Billy. Billy surrendering his number 20. Not even to Barry Sanders, because Sanders isn't in the league yet. But Lem Barney, Hall of Famer. Lem Barney also wore number 20. So Lem Barney gets 20 here for the Lions. Sims will wear 22. Can't assign the same number to multiple guys. Sims carries there, picks up 2. He's hammered. There you see Keith Millard. Said Terry Barr was a favorite target. That's where not favorite. Herman Moore on this one. But Barr has had a good connection with him since the league started. Shotgun, Mitchell stands in. Looks quick at the marker. It's caught at the marker, but he takes a shot. Golden Tate. And they're going to say he didn't get it. Xavier Rhodes with a big tackle there right at the marker. We'll see if they do a ball spot review here. They're not. The 4th and inches, and the Lions are going to punt. Great play there by Xavier Rhodes. Arnold with the punt, taken by Reed at about the 14. Tries to get himself out past the 20. They'll spot him at the 21. And the Vikings will take over. 5:22 left in the first. 7-0 Minnesota. Kirk says they should have retired 20 for Barney. I mean, yeah. I mean, certainly can make that argument. I'll tell you, that's a very good tandem back there. Lem Barney and Night Train Lane. Not a bad combo of guys. They got Darius Slay back there, who's also very good. This Lions defense has some real talent on it. And always the fun part of doing projects in the fashion that I do them is I learn about some guys who I didn't really know about as being like, a guy like Wayne Walker. Wayne Walker was a very solid guy for these Lions defenses, who I didn't really know that much about. And then you go through and you do the ratings and run through the system. It's like, oh, hey, this guy was actually good. I don't know too much about him. Start looking up a little bit more details about him. It's always a fun part of doing these projects. 3rd and 7 for the Vikings from the 24. Cousins drops back, pressure on the backside, and on cue, Wayne Walker comes through with the sack. Walker around the edge. Cousins had no idea he was coming. So both teams have a sack here in quarter number 1, and Cousins, lucky he didn't cough that ball up. Walker gets a free run at him, and Cousins has no idea he's coming. Big sack there for Walker, back at the 14. 4th and 16, Harry Newsome will come on, and the Vikings will have to punt. Goes in at about the 43, looking for a little space. There's not really much there for Barney. He's out to the 48. So good field position here for the Lions as they start this drive. 3:19 remaining in quarter number 1. Handoff at Sims. Jeff Simon first to hit him, and the Vikings not allowing much. Sims 4 carries, 10 yards so far. Only a pickup of 1 there. And Campbell has Mitchell go to the shotgun. He's got trips up to the high side. Stands in. Short pass there. Complete. That's Sims out of the backfield. That'll be a first down. Down inside the 40 to the 39. 12-yard pickup for Billy Sims. Warwick on the stop for Minnesota. Oh, and there's movement there. That's going to be a false start, I think, on Detroit. And it is. Showing rag now. That probably means that the penalty was on him. Off 5 there, 1st and 15 from the 44. Mitchell, left-hand side. Oh, trying to get Golden Tate. Tate looking for a flag. He's not going to get one. Dan Campbell was not happy with the officiating in week 1, remember the Packers, that game was, I think it was knotted up in the waning moments of the first half. Packers ran a Hail Mary, and the Lions got called for pass interference on the Hail Mary at the end of the half, and it let the Packers get a field goal before halftime. Did not see that call made frequently. Pass there from Mitchell to Terry Barr. Barr holds on, driven out by Harrison Smith. We'll say the knee hit the ground before, so the clock will keep turning. 23-yard line, 1st and 10 for Detroit. Greg mentions Dexter Bussey. Dexter Bussey is also on this roster. He's the guy who comes in to spell him. Pass over the middle. Charles Sanders with the reception. Picks up 9, 2nd and 1. Inside the final minute of quarter 1. Handoff. Sims tries to get to the outside. Down inside the 5. Good running there by Billy Sims. His best carry of the game so far. Bobby Bryant tracks him down, trips him up. But it'll be 1st and goal for the Lions from the 4. High formation. Sims checked out. I believe that's actually Dexter Bussey, who we just spoke about, in at halfback. But instead, it's a draw up the middle. Horace King gets the carry. Picks up 4. Close to the goal line, but stopped short. And that will bring the first quarter to a close. 7-0 Vikings, but the Lions banging on the door as we turn to quarter number 2. Flip sides. Sims back in. He gets the call and the score. Touchdown, Billy Sims. And the Lions put 6 on the board. Another one of the stupid Madden celebrations. I can't believe how, as given how much they do on like display and stuff like that, and attitude and all that kind of stuff, they didn't come up with better celebrations to do. The guys do like the same 3 or 4 celebrations, and most of them are pretty stupid. But anyway, I digress. Here's Jason Hansen with the extra point. Kick is up and good. 8 plays, 59 yards, and 3:21. Lions get it level. 2 seconds into quarter 2. We're tied at 7. And after this game, in a couple days, so I can put together the highlight video. Again, I will do kind of our good friend Jamie Marshall of Sports Games Journal described the video, the highlight video, as I did like an NFL Films on Inside the NFL Pack as a great old HBO football recap show, and said it was very much like brought those vibes, which I appreciated because that's what I was going for. So I do a video recap with highlights of every game from each week on the schedule. It takes a couple days to put that together, but it came out really well, and it's got the NFL Film soundtrack I do behind it. So give me a couple days to do that. We'll get that video up later in the week, and then we'll be on to week 3 of year 2 of the FSFL. Sean Rogers to stop there, 2nd and 7 from the 31. Handoff. It's Bennett. Bennett tries to get to the outside of Lim. Barney comes up. Spielman helps him out. The 2 of them bring Bennett down. 8 carries for 31 yards from Michael Bennett so far. It's 3rd and 5. Feeling on the low side. Randy Moss up high. Cousins drops. Fires. Right-hand side is complete. To the near side, that's Thielen across midfield to the Detroit 49. 17-yard reception. Only the 3rd pass from Cousins. And Bud Grant's offense is run heavy, but the ratio has been overwhelmingly heavy to this point. That will balance out to a degree as the game goes forward. One would think, and First and 10 from the 49. Another handoff up the middle. Bennett takes a shot there. And there is an injured Lion on the play. It's Luther Ellis who will exit the game. Keep an eye on that. Ellis certainly capable of blowing up a play. That would be a costly loss for the Lions if he gets any significant time. Play action. Cousins rolls to the right-hand side and then spikes it. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9. 2 of the 3 interceptions Cousins threw in the week 1 loss to the Bears were on that kind of a play. He rolled right, and then he tried to force a throw in, and it was picked off. Most costly one, Fortunato's interception for the pick 6. Pass there to Thielen on the left-hand side. That'll be a first down. Move the sticks down to the Detroit 38-yard line. Darius Slay on the stop, but not in time. Sticks will move once again for Minnesota. Handoff, delayed handoff, and that play does not work frequently. Delay handoff off tackle and just a great push up front by the Lions. Nothing there. Bennett will lose a pair. It'll be 2nd and 12. 14 carries, 6 pass plays in the early going here for the Vikings. Cousins looks left-hand side, and oh boy, somebody miscommunicated there. Moss was still going. Cousins clearly thought Moss was going to come back to him. And the throw goes into nothingness. 3rd and 12. Didn't see either guy give a mea culpa there, but somebody screwed up. Cousins drops. Trying to roll out. Pressure coming. Cousins looking. He's just going to throw it away. Gets outside the tackle. 3, the Lions defenders closing on him. Cousins couldn't find a man down the field. Decides not to force it. Throws it away, and the Vikings will bring on the punting unit. Not going to try Blair Walsh from 57. Newsom will try to pin the Lions deep. That is not a good kick from Newsom. 22-yard line that goes out. They just see Billy Sims, 6 carries, 21 yards. He does have the score. 11:14 left in the first half. Play action. Mitchell over the middle. Golden Tate, tight coverage there. A bit of a risky pass from Mitchell, but it's a pickup of 7. Out to the 29. It'll be 2nd and 3. Second catch of the game for Tate. Across the 30, that'll be a first down for Billy Sims. Out to the 35. Walt Rouse comes up for the stop. The Lions keep the ball moving. Mitchell in the gun. Sims to his left. Oh, quick slant. That's not held on to. Incomplete. Barney on the bench on the sideline. And defense has looked solid so far. In the gun. Stands in. Looks right-hand side. Incomplete. We've seen a few miscommunications in this game. We talked about the one with Cousins and Moss on the last drive. That one, Herman Moore looked like he broke in. Mitchell thought he was going to break out. So both sides having one of those on their last recent drive. 3rd and 10. Empty backfield for Detroit. Mitchell in the gun again. Stands in, pressure coming, and down goes Mitchell. And Carl Eller, his 2nd sack of the game. He had 2 a week ago. against the Bears. So Carl Eller, who had 17.5 sacks in year 1, off to a flying start here in year 2 of the FSFL. Mitchell gets planted hard. 4th and 22. Punting unit is on. Second sack of the game for the Vikings. Arnold punt. Reed is back, calls the fair catch at the 32, and that's where Minnesota will take over. Cousins overall had very good numbers in year 1, but he just had a penchant for making the worst play at the worst possible time. He didn't have a ton of interceptions, but when he made them, it always seemed like it was in the worst possible spot. Either in their own red zone at the beginning of a drive or in the other team's red zone to kill a good drive. Cousins has a bit of proving to do here. Brad Johnson, very capable backup on that bench. But again, no danger of Cousins being benched at any point in the foreseeable future. They won the division a year ago. Levy with the stop. It'll be 3rd and 3 from the 38. Cook. In is the halfback. Short drop from Cousins. Slant there, throws behind him, incomplete. So Cousins was 2 of 3. He's now 3 of 8. The Lions defense is throwing some wrinkles at the Vikings that right now they're having a hard time adapting to. 4th and 3, Harry Newsom will punt. Quick in and out for the Vikings. And Barney is back. He's going to try to return it. Good coverage, though. Only a couple yards on the return. So the Lions will start from their own 19, 7:39 left in the first half. Sims the lone setback, hand up the middle, slips one tackle, but then he gets grabbed by 3 other guys. Pick up of 1. Out to the 20. 2nd and 9. Lions offense has weapons. Their offense would obviously be much better off with like a Matt Stafford at quarterback here. But for now, Scott Mitchell is the man. Stafford will come in a future draft at some point. Nature of the setup here of the franchise stars football league. Incomplete pass there, 3rd and 9. 6:57 remaining in the half. 8 more with each other. 3rd and long, and they go, and that tells you a bit of how the confidence in Scott Mitchell is not great. 3rd and 9, but they're fairly deep in their own territory. They decide to try to run it, hope that Sims can find a gap. He doesn't, and he picks up 2. So very conservative play calling there from Dan Campbell. And the Lions will punt. 7-7, coming up on 6 minutes left in the half. Jim Arnold with the punt here. Jake Reed calls for a fair catch. And the Vikings will get it at their 32. Cousins under center. Pitch wide. Bennett tries to get to the outside. Lines up pursuit. Bennett shakes one tackler. He's going to be close to the marker, and they'll say that he got it. 12 carries, 41 yards for Michael Bennett so far in this one. Mike Wedger brings him down, but not until he gets to the marker. 1st and 10 from the 42. Vikings have to get Moss involved in this offense more. He's not a big factor in the Week 1 loss to the Bears. He hasn't really done anything of note here in this one. Doug English leads the defense there on a stop, 2nd and 11. And Bud Grant's offense is run heavy, but they've gone a little bit extra run heavy this week, perhaps influenced by Cousins' 3 interceptions a week ago. He throws there, and that's complete. Jermaine Wiggins over the middle. A little bit of a double play action fake there from Cousins. Fake the handoff, fake the reverse. He hits Wiggins down into Detroit territory. Taken down at the 45. It's 1st and 10. The sticks move. Play action again. Fake to Dalvin Cook. Cousins looks, left-hand side, complete. It's Wiggins again. Down inside the 20 to the 19. So if Barney and Night Train Lane are going to keep Randy Moss covered, the Vikings will find some other options. Second catch in a row for Jermaine Wiggins. 1st and 10 from the 19. Thielen on the low side, Moss on the high side for Minnesota. And off Bennett right up the middle. Down to about the 10. Strong running from Michael Bennett. Remember, Bennett was injured on the opening drive of this game. Didn't stay out for long. Pitcher on with the stop. 2nd and 1. Drop. Looks. Pass. Incomplete. Intended for Ted Brown out of the backfield. It'll be 3rd and 1. Big play here for both sides. Lions love to limit the Vikings to a field goal. Cousins drops. Fake. Stands. Back of the end zone. Intended for Moss, but Night Train Lane is right there with him. Incomplete. 4th and 1. We'll see how the Vikings play it here. Certainly could go for it here with their defense, but they may just want to take the lead and try to take it to the half, and that's the plan. Blair Walsh will come on from 27 yards out. Kick is up. And good. So Walsh puts it through. The Vikings reclaim the lead. Final 3 minutes of the first half. It's 10-7 Minnesota. .45 left, certainly plenty of time for the Lions to try to get a drive going. See how conservatively Dan Campbell has this Lions offense go after the kickoff. And Barney, the deep man, will take this one from the 1. Out across the 10, 15, 20. Brought down at the 21-yard line. And that's where Mitchell and his offense will get back to work. Formation, fairly tight set. Sims tries to find an opening. There's nothing there. Picks up a yard. 10 carries, 30 yards for Billy Sims. Bennett has a rushing touchdown for the Vikings. Billy Sims has a touchdown for the Lions. 2nd and 9, coming up on the 2-minute warning. They should get a play off here. Mitchell stands in, dumps it off over the middle, caught, and he's hit as soon as he grabs it. Sims out of the backfield. That'll get us to the 2-minute warning. Pick up of a couple. Jeff Simon on the stop. 3rd and 6 from the 25. Lee baseball fan, our good friend Tim joins us. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. I hope you are doing well, my friend. Tim supporting lefties around the world, including Scott Mitchell. Pass over the middle, incomplete. So now that's a very quick 3 and out for the Lions, who will now have to punt. And the Vikings will get it back with all 3 of their timeouts and a chance to do some damage before halftime. I had that assumption, man. Punt there, Reed takes the fair catch, and the Lions will now try to stop the Vikings from getting down the field in the 2-minute offense. 14 carries for 49 yards for Michael Bennett so far. Heavy workload in the first half for Bennett. Usually split a little more evenly between him and Dalvin. But Cousins under pressure, and down he goes. He's grabbed and brought down. Second sack for the Lions. Wayne Walker, who had the sack earlier, split that one, trying to see who was in there with him. I believe it might have been Dave Grigori, but I'm not sure. And we're not getting a replay. Bad job by the guys in the truck. 2nd and 15. Handoff. Bennett protects. He takes a shot from Spielman, and now the Lions will call a timeout. Try to stop the clock and have a shot at them getting the ball back. 3rd and 15 from the 25. Minute and 5 left on the clock. Cousins. Oh boy, it all collapses around him. It all caves in around Cousins there. Looked like he was in a panic. 3rd sack for the Lions. And it'll be 4th and 20. Lions use their 2nd timeout. Minute left in the half. That's a terrible job there by Cousins on that one. You got to get out of that spot. It all kind of caved around him, and Cousins just plain seemed confused. Newsom with the punt. Barney calls for the fair catch, but the Lions will take over from their own 41. They do only have 1 timeout remaining, 55 seconds. There is some time to do some work here. Mitchell stands in, looks over the middle, complete. That's Charlie Sanders down inside the 40 to the 39. Mitchell now 8 of 14. 2nd catch of the game for Charlie Sanders. Tight end gets a step. No huddle offense here for the Lions. Mitchell stands in, dumps it out of the backfield. That's a bad play in that spot. It's a 2-yard completion. It gets you nothing, and you have to burn a timeout because it's in the middle of the field. Mitchell would have been better off just throwing that one away. 2nd and 8 from the 37. 25 seconds left on the clock. Mitchell looking, good coverage downfield. Great protection, but it's starting to collapse, and Mitchell was going to float that one away. Incomplete. He wanted somebody to do something different there. Mitchell wisely does not take the sack. It'll be a 54-yard field goal attempt here for Jason Hansen from this spot. 3rd and 8 from the 37. Mitchell drops. Floats it down the left side. Incomplete. That's wide of the mark, looking for Terry Barr, but Barr had 2 men with him. So now we'll see, are they going to let Hansen try from 54? Kind of feels like you might as well. But they're not. Minnesota, I know Minnesota has all 3 timeouts left, and if you miss it there, they get it from midfield. So you could have set up, if you miss the field goal there, the Vikings theoretically could throw 1 pass and then try to get a field goal of their own. So instead, they punt. It goes out of bounds at the 12. Michael Bennett gets tripped up there, covers it up. And we'll head into halftime, 10-7, Minnesota. Both defenses playing well here. We'll see if you're starting to see again the Vikings start to pass the ball a bit more. That run-to-pass ratio was way run-heavy early on. Michael Bennett with the touchdown run for the Vikings. Fake punt is what, they showed that in reverse order because the fake punt is what got that drive going. So, we get ready here for the second half. 10-7 Minnesota. Lions will receive to start the second. Night Train Lane has basically shut down Randy Moss to this point. I'm not even sure Moss has a catch. I think he had one early. Night Train Lane has done a terrific job on it. And Barney back to return the kick. Taken from about the 3. Out across the 20. 25, brought down at the 27, and that's where the Lions will start the second half. And off at Sims. Slips through small hole there, and then it's brought down. 11 carries, 32 yards. So less than 3 yards to carry for Sims, although he does have the touchdown. And running on this Vikings defense tends to be a chore. They shut down Gale Sayers in week 1. So it didn't help them to the victory. Kirk Cousins, 3 interceptions. Undoing that. It's Lefty's day here in the chat. Break says he's a lefty as well. False start there on the Lions. That'll push him back to 2nd and 13. Handoff. Sims bounces off one tackle, but again, this Vikings defense just covers each other so well. Slip by one guy, and before you find any open space, there's 3 more guys in purple there to drag you down. 3rd and 10 from the 27. International Left-Handers Day, August 13th. Well, if I had gotten the season started in time, I would have done a Lions broadcast. Or I could have done Kent Stabler. Kent Stabler. I remember correctly. And Mitchell, you cannot hold that ball that long against this defense. 3rd sack for the Vikings. Mitchell goes down. And Paul Eller, 2 guys who have gotten off to a flying start as far as defensive linemen here to year 2. Again, the overall sack total in the league is down from a year ago. That's been something you've heard me talk about. This is a big issue in year 1. That it had to do a lot of tinkering and retweaking, and it improved as year 1 went on, but teams now averaging only like 2.5 sacks a game so far here in year 2, which is right around where I want to be. But 2 guys flying out of the gates, Carl Eller and Howie Long of the Raiders. Each with 5 sacks in the first 2 weeks. Pitch to Bennett. Bennett tries to get outside. Oh, and Bennett comes out of that hole! Bennett looked like he had nothing there. Finds an opening, slips his way through it, and is down to the 37. Terrific run by Michael Bennett. Dan Campbell not happy about that one. 1st and 10. Handoff. Bennett again. Has the hole up the middle, down inside the 30, the 25 to the 24. So Michael Bennett starting to get a little bit of momentum. This Vikings offensive line doing a nice job. Randall McDaniel leading the way there. Handoff. Again, it's Bennett. And this is unusual for the Vikings, not the amount of running, but usually they're fairly balanced between Bennett and Dalvin Cook. But Bennett is getting the heavy load here in this one. Picks up 3 there. It's 2nd and 7. Now Cook is in the back. Cook gets this one. Spielman grabs him from behind. Gets met. A couple of other guys as well. Only a couple. It's 3rd and 6 down to the 20. Cousins drops. Stands in. Cousins. Pressure. Slips one tackle, but not the second. Down he goes. Oh, English, they're going to give English credit for that sack. English was the first guy to hit him. But he slipped away, and then they're going to say he was going down. So Doug English will get credit for the sack, 4th sack for the Lions. And now Blair Walsh will come on from 44 yards out. Kick is up and good. Walsh puts it through, and the Vikings extend their lead. 13-7 Minnesota. 9:33 left in quarter 3. So if you're the Lions, you'll take that, holding them to 3 there. Now the Lions got to get this offense moving against a very, very tough Minnesota defense. The kick, Barney is back deep, takes it at the 5. From 20, out to about the 25, and that's where Detroit will take over. Defensive struggle here in Minnesota. Quick, Terry Barr. With little wide receiver screen. Barr tries to shake loose, picks up 9. Mitchell 10 of 18 for 101 yards. Haven't had success going down the field, but he hasn't turned the ball over. Lions will take this kind of performance from Mitchell. Handle. Sim tries to cut it back. He's got the first down, but not much else. Rolled there at the end. Got Simon on the stop. But the sticks do move out to the 36. 1st and 10. 8.5 minutes left in quarter number 3. Greatly appreciate you tuning in here for an afternoon stream. Time slot is usually either around this slot or late at night. Lonnie Warwick stuffs that carry from 2nd and 12. The advantage of YouTube, of course. Even if I do a live, if you can't watch the live, you can always watch it on tape. I appreciate you watching whenever you have the opportunity to do so. 2nd and 12, Mitchell in the gun. Dump off slant there, golden tape, but it looked like he had to take a little something off that throw. That play didn't kind of have that zip on it that you want on that quick slant. The tape had to kind of pull up for the grab and was brought down quickly. 3rd and 11. Empty backfield, 5 wide, trips to the low side for the Lions. Mitchell stands in. Stands in again, holding too long, and this time Mitchell's going to throw it away. Mitchell gets flattened again, and Eller was at least involved in that. The call, Eller has just been a savage through the first 2 weeks. Again, 17 and a half sacks in year 1. That was 2nd in the league. That was in Cameron Wake. The Dolphins led the league in sacks. Jim Arnold with the punt here. Taken by Reed, brought out to the 24. So big driving feels like in the course of this game. It's a 6-point game. You're Detroit, you're still feeling in decent shape there. But if this Vikings squad can put you down 2 scores, that defense is hard to make up ground again. Bennett up the middle, another terrific carry. Bennett closing in on 100 yards, 20 carries, 97 yards for Michael Bennett. Out to the 39. And off. That's Brown. His first carry of the game, picks up 6. It'll be 2nd and 4. Spielman on the stop. Bennett, 25 carries for 87 yards in the Week 1 loss to the Bears. Pitch. Bennett trying to get to the outside. That one was read well. Spielman all over it. Brings them down for a loss. It'll be 3rd and 5. Get us inside the 5-minute mark. Drop. Stands in. Steps up. Cousins is going to keep it himself. And he gets the first down. Good job there by Cousins. Scrambles, picks up 9. Night Train Lane not having any of the celebration there. A little bit of a forearm shiver there from Night Train Lane as he walks by. That was funny. 4 minutes left here in quarter number 3. First down Vikings from the Lions 47. Bennett off tackle, and Bennett breaks it. Down inside the 30, down inside the 25 to the 24. Michael Bennett pinning the ears back and running with a heck of a lot of confidence in this one. Gets outside there. He kind of froze Mike, I believe that was Mike Wedger with a little stutter step. Got outside him, down to the 24. First and 10, Minnesota. And in motion. Handoff, Dalvin Cook. Cook down inside the 20. 7 carries, 22 yards for Dalvin Cook. Robert Forte with the stop. Pick up a 5 down to the 19. And if you are new to watching the Franchise Stars football league, first and most importantly, thank you for tuning in. Conceptually, it's a kind of a Franchise Stars project with a twist. Every franchise has a 130-player master list of players. 50 were chosen at random for year 1. The remaining 80 will come in through future rookie drafts. I do all player creation and ratings development myself, formulas I've created, and this is the result. So not all the best players are in the league right now. Some will come in over time. Cousins into the end zone. Thielen, touchdown. Barney was right there with him. Thielen wins the fight for the ball. Touchdown, Minnesota. And the Vikings have extended their lead. Cousins takes a hit as he throws. Barney right there. You can't be any tighter than Lynn Barney was with Adam Thielen there. But it's a touchdown for the Vikings, 19-7. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion here. Play action, and Cousins rolls right into trouble. Wedger brings him down in the backfield. Yeah, it brings up the sack graphic, even though that wasn't really a sack. It doesn't add to the tally. It just shows the graphic. So 19-7, Minnesota. Now a 12-point game, so it is a 2-score game now, and that's where the Vikings wanted to get themselves to, have a bit of a comfort zone. 2:26 remaining in the third. Feels like a big drive here for the Lions. You've at least got to move the ball well on this drive. Even if you don't come up with anything, you just got to give yourself some kind of belief you can get down the field. Had that touchdown on the Sims run early, but the Lions have not done much since then. Kickoff taken at the 5, out across the 20. That's where it'll be stopped. The call at the 21. Mitchell gets to work. Handoff. Sims. Doesn't have room for much. 15 carries, only 38 yards. So Billy Sims on the day. At 71 yards rushing in week 1 against the Packers. Mitchell stands in, looks, near side, incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. Expect a big rush here from the Vikings. And in Motion. Oh, and they go with a jet sweep. It's Terry Barr, and Barr breaks it out across the 40, out across midfield. 28-yard run for Terry Barr. And the Lions dipping into the good block downfield there by Charlie Sanders. Perhaps a little hold as well. Locking up Harrison Smith there, but he let go quickly, and the refs don't make the call. But a good call there by the Lions. First down. We'll see if that gets them a little momentum. Final minute of the third quarter. Man in motion. They try it the other way, and this time it's Herman Moore. So if you can't get any running room going with your running backs, let your receivers run it a couple of times. Back to back. One to Barr, one to Herman Moore. That one picks up 8. Lions trying to get creative and do something to jumpstart this offense. And in motion. Oh, that's funny. 3 plays in a row. This time it's Golden Tate. So Tate with the run picks up 13. So the Lions just dipping into the playbook, trying to do something. That'll get it to the end of the third quarter. The Vikings unanimously looking at each other and saying some unpleasant things. Got to stop that play from happening any further. No handoff this time. It's a pass over the middle. Herman Moore, pickup of 5 down to the 24. First catch of the game for Herman Moore. Paul Krause on the stop. Again, it's a 12-point game, but that assumes a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So you don't want to settle for a field goal here if you don't have to. Handoff Sims. Picks up a couple down to the 21. 3rd and 1, a big third down coming up here. Single set back, tight set. Mitchell, handoff. Sims, first down. Billy Sims shoots through the gap. Gets some good blocking up front. Hole open. Sims finds it. Sticks move. 1st and 10 for the Lions from the Vikings 15. There's movement there. Eller jumping. Eller's saying that he was drawn on. And the officials agree. That's Charlie Sanders, the tight end. Again, Eller has been such a disruptive force trying to get a little bit of a jump start to protect you. Instead, it cost them 5 yards. 1st and 15. Mitchell up top. Moore shakes a tackler. He gets hit hard and brought down. But Moore picks up 9 on the reception. 2nd and 4 from the 10. Chad Greenway on the stop for Minnesota. Good one going here. Shotgun Mitchell. Stands in. Pass. Left-hand side. Back of the end zone. Touchdown Lions. Golden Tate. Well covered. Reels it in. And Detroit right back in this game. Nicely done from Scott Mitchell. There's a bit of a crowd in the back there. Throws it where only Tate can get it. Tate gets inside Rhodes. Good throw from Mitchell. So now they will take the extra point here. And it's good. 10 plays, 85 yards, 5 minutes. A little bit. Well, that's right. No, I was miscalculating that. At 12 points, the field goal. There's no reason to go for the 2-point conversion there because you still wouldn't be within a field. So that was just me doing some shoddy math. I was thinking it was 11, not 12. 19-14 Vikings. I was trying to figure out why they were kicking the extra point there instead of going for 2. 19-14 Vikings. Plenty of time left as well. Early fourth quarter, 12:23 left in the game. So now Detroit feeling pretty good about themselves. Now we'll see if their defense can put a stop to the Vikings offense. Taken by Jake Reed at the 3. Good coverage. Good job by the special teams. He didn't even get out to the 20. There you see Michael Bennett, 119 yards rushing in this one. Good work out of Michael Bennett so far. Handoff, Dalvin Cook. Cook is smothered. Doesn't get anything. Stopped at the 20. 2nd and 10. Must have been in my math class. Thing is, I've always been really, really good at math. That's just a brain lock. I'm blaming that I only had a half a cup of coffee this morning. Play action. This is Cook. Pressure. Oh, and Cousins tries to roll out, and Robert Porcher brings him down. 5th sack for the Lions. And Cousins has rolled right into 3 of them. Tried to get outside there. I mean, you had to see that Porcher was right there. You had to step back and kind of circle around that a little bit. He got so close to him. He was still engaged with the tackle when he was able to grab Cousins. 3rd and 17 from the 12. Dropping back. Cousins on 3rd and long. He's just going to throw this one away. Cousins 6 of 15 at this point, 92 yards. Fourth and 17, Vikings will punt. So now the Lions will get terrific field position here, and there is a nervous energy filling the crowd here in Minnesota. Harry Newsome bangs it. Then Barney waits for it to come down. He's going to return it into Minnesota territory to about the 45, depending on the spot. That's where they'll spot it, at the 45. So the Lions trailing 19-14, 10:47 left in the game. But they will start from Vikings territory here. Herman Moore in motion. They fake that jet sweep, and it's Sims. And Sims breaks it down inside the 30. Bounces off a tackler. Down to the 27. Best run of the day for Billy Sims. Down to the 27. First down, Lions. And the Vikings are kind of reeling a little bit right now. Paul Krause on the stop. Handoff. Dexter Bussey, and Bussey gets hit by a bus. Stopped right up the middle there. I believe that was Scott Studwell. 2nd and 10. Handoff. Sims looks for an opening. None comes. Browner brings him down. 19 carries, 66 yards now for Billy Sims. 3rd and 7 from the 24. Okay, so that 9 minutes left here. So now for the Lions, I mean, you could take a field goal and get you within 2. Enough time on the clock. And that's a conservative play call. To run the ball in that spot. I know you don't want to turn it over. You know, but Mitchell hasn't played badly in this game. I think at that point you've got to be a little bit more aggressive with that ball now. But the Lions seem like they're okay. Oh no, and now they're going to go for it, which makes that play call make even less sense. 4th and 6, they decide to go for it. Pass over the middle, complete. So it doesn't burn them. That's questionable play calling there from Campbell. I guess you're thinking 2 plays to try to get 6 yards. And it ultimately works. Charlie Sanders with the reception. 1st and 10 from the 13. There's movement. And it's another false start on the Lions. I believe they've been flagged for 4 of those. They're actually showing Billy Sims there. It doesn't say that the penalty was on here. But regardless, 5-yard penalty. 1st and 15 from the 18. Scott Mitchell out in the flat. Sims has it. He's brought down quickly. 4th catch for Sims out of the backfield. Lonnie Warwick with the stop. Warwick's been all over the place. He's got 9 solo tackles. 2nd and 16. It's a tight set again. And there's movement again. This Vikings defensive line will do that to you. They can cause all sorts of problems, and Campbell is not happy. 2 false starts on the same drive have backed them up 10 yards. 2nd and 21. Handoff. Sims up the middle. Gets stopped in his tracks, picks up 3, and is dragged down. 3rd and 18. Greenway leads the way on the stop. Inside 7 minutes left in the game. 19-14 Vikings. Empty backfield. Mitchell in the gun here. Stands in. Fires. Left side. End zone. Touchdown. Terry Barr gets open and the Lions take the lead. Mitchell finds Barr. I don't know how he got that loose. Neither does anybody on the Vikings sideline. Mitchell throws and look at there's 2 guys. 2 guys go to Sanders and nobody stayed with Barr. And Barr ends up open and the Lions take the lead. And the defending NFC North Division champions are in danger of falling to 0-2. Lions will go for the 2-point conversion here. And they go to handoff. Touchdown. Well, not touchdown. You get what I mean. 2-point conversion is good. Kevin Jones gets the call. And Jones goes in, and it's a 3-point game. 8 plays, 54 yards, and 4:31. Mitchell 3 for 3 on the drive. The 2-point conversion, and the Vikings are reeling right now. That coach is supposed to be Bud Grant, even though he doesn't look like him, is angry. Wow, this would be a heck of a win for the Lions. .6:16 left. Jake Reed back to return.
Hold him right there, D. Hold him right there.
Kick taken at about the 4. Reed out across the 20. Out to the 23. So now it's going to be on Cousins and this Vikings offense. Again, there's plenty of time left. There's over 6 minutes. They don't need to rush any. But again, the Vikings have to find a way to get Randy Moss involved in this game. Night Train Lane and Len Barney are terrific, but so is Randy Moss. He's got to do something to impact this game. Hand off there, loss of a yard. Andre Levy with the stop. It's 2nd and 11. Okaboy puts the Lions on top. Second and 11. Another handoff to Bennett, and the Lions are all over it. 24 for 120. Bennett has had a terrific day. Sean Rogers on the stop. 2 runs don't get you much, and now it's 3rd and 9. Obviously a passing down here. Risk of stating the obvious. Dalvin Cook is the setback. Thielen is on the low side. Moss is up high. Cousins drops back. Pass. Over the middle. Incomplete. Kirk Cousins is 6 of 16 in this game. The Lions defense has frustrated him to no end. And now you're going to have to punt it here. There's enough time where you can afford to punt it here. You can't go for it in this situation. So the Vikings, after the Lions take the lead, the Vikings go 3 and out. Punt by Newsome. Barney calls a fair catch. So now, can the Lions chew up some clock here? You're Detroit. Your goal here is probably 2 first downs. 2 first downs should enable you to eat up a couple of minutes of clock. We'll see how they play it. They run that little jet sweep again. This time the Vikings were on it. John Randall, his first tackle of the game, brings down Herman Moore. The Lions here, I don't know if you necessarily get too cute. Handoff Sims. And boy, 5 Vikings all over Sims then. Loses a couple, 3rd and 12 from the 27. Either team has turned the ball over. Vikings looking like they're coming. 3rd and 12. Mitchell drops up the middle. Keith Millard, brings them down for the sack. 4th sack for the Vikings. Millard, I believe that's his first of the season. In fact, he didn't have one last year. Page and Eller each had 2 before Vikings sack last year. Keith Millard gets his first sack up the middle. Throws Mitchell down. 4th and 22. And the Lions will punt. Inside 3 minutes left. Vikings should get at least decent field position. Reed is back. He's going to call the fair catch. Great punt coverage there by the Lions. So Cousins and the Vikings take over from their 39, trailing by 3, 2:47 remaining in the game. Cousins drops back. Pass complete. First down into Lions territory, and there's Moss. Down to the 48. Second catch of the game from Moss. His first one, I believe, was on the opening drive. Night Train Lane brings him down, but the Vikings, one play in, are already in Lions territory. Cousins, short drop. Pass on the slant, complete. It's Moss again. Pickup of 9 down to the 39, and that will get us to the 2-minute warning. 22-19, Lions over the Vikings. What has been a terrific game here in Minnesota. Bennett the lone setback. Cousins drops again. Stands in. Fires over the middle. Oh, what a play. Dick Duran with a diving play to tip that one away. And that's a huge play from Dick Duran. Excellent defensive play from Duran to tip that ball away. 3rd and 1 from the 39. Cousins drops. Stands in. Hit as he throws. They did say the arm was coming forward. There's no fumble there. And it'll be 4th and 1 from the 39. I can't imagine you're bringing Walsh in from 56 here. Are they? No. Okay. Yeah, I was going to say that would have been... That's risky. 4th and 1. Viking. Handoff. Bennett. First down. Drive stays alive. Down to the 34. So Bennett gets the tough yard and a little extra. Both sides still have all 3 of their timeouts. Cousins drops. Looks. Left side. Deep. Touchdown. Cousins to Adam Thielen. The Vikings haven't tried to stretch the field all game. They do it there. Cousins to Thielen, and the Vikings reclaim the lead. Trying to see who that's Darius Slay in coverage there. Thielen gets behind him for the score. 1:21 left on the clock, and Cousins, who has not had a good day at the office, with a perfect strike there. Extra point here from Walsh. Kick is up, And barely slips on through. Again, that is a function of the adjustments that I had to make. You're sitting there looking at that kick looking ridiculous. The adjustments I had to make to try to get field goal numbers realistic in the game. When you lower accuracy a bit, the game actually makes accuracy be something about length more than wide right or left a lot of the time. It's a typically stupid Madden thing, but it gets the results to where I want them to, even though the animation looks ridiculous. But Walsh gets the extra point through, so it's now a 4-point game, 26-22 Vikings. This would be a rough one for the Lions to let get away. They've done such a great job here in the second half. But it ain't over yet. Mitchell, pass, complete, out across the 30. 8-yard pickup to Barr. 5th catch of the game for Barr. Lions have all 3 of their timeouts. Field goal does nothing for them. Mitchell, pass, complete, but he doesn't get wide enough. Got to think to use a timeout there, and they do. Does get the first down, though, so they've got a fresh set to deal with. 26-22 Vikings. Lions at their own 37. They need a touchdown. 46 seconds remaining. Kirk Cousins hit Adam Thielen for the go-ahead score for the Vikings. Lions trying to avoid letting this one slip away. Short pass. Sims out of the backfield. Out across the 40. They take a second timeout, though. Those short passes are not going to get you down the field quickly enough. Hoping that somebody breaks it. Trying out once is all right, but back-to-back plays, short completion. Again, can't play for a field goal here. You need to get into the end zone. Got to go down the field. Pass there, complete. That'll get them down the field. It's Barr. Barr inside the 20. Brought down by Harrison Smith inside the 10. First and goal, Lions. That completion almost had a pick quality to it, meaning it's getting set. 2 receivers right next to each other. Sanders is there with him. Barr makes the catch. Sanders sets a block to set him free. So the Lions now have to take a timeout and discuss. 26-22 Vikings. 11 seconds left. The Lions have to go end zone. They can't stop the clock again. From the 6, this crowd in Minnesota has been stunned back into silence. Mitchell in the shotgun. Stands in. Looks. Back of the end zone. Herman Moore. Touchdown Lions. Touchdown Lions. Herman Moore in the back of the end zone and Scott Mitchell. And the Lions come down the field to stun the Vikings. Moore gets behind to the back corner. That's going to be a catch. Keeps the feet down. They may do a booth review here, but that's going to count, I have to think. 28-26 Detroit. Yep, and it's good. It's good. So Hansen with the extra point, up and good, 29-26. 5 plays, 76 yards in 110. And the Lions back in position to stun the Vikings. Unbelievable. What a job by the Lions. So the Vikings will probably get basically a kickoff and a Hail Mary attempt. That's basically it. Jake Reed is a dangerous return man. Here's the kickoff. Pooch it a little bit on the short side. Taken at the 10. Reed out across the 25. Stopped at the 29. 4 seconds left on the clock. Remember, a week ago, the Lions were burned at halftime. We mentioned this earlier. On a Hail Mary, they tried to throw a little bit of a laser. Yeah, that target for Blair Walsh doesn't mean anything. There's 1 second left, so there's no shot at a field goal. Tried to run kind of a straight little fly there and hope they could set him free. No such luck. 1 tick left on the clock. This is a desperation chuck coming here from Kirk Cousins. But the Lions were burned on a Hail Mary at halftime last week against the Packers. They were called for a pass interference call. They try that same play, and it's going to be picked off. And that's going to do it. Instead, they tried to get him to run a straight route past the DB instead of throwing it up for grabs. And Cousins tries to put it in. It's picked off. And the Lions, 29-26, stun the Vikings in Minnesota. Unbelievable job in the second half by Detroit. Kirk Cousins, a miserable day. Doesn't even complete 40% of his passes in this one. That's the best game Scott Mitchell has probably played for the Lions in the year plus for Detroit. Wow. Oh, that was fun. That was a fun one. Easily the best win the Lions have had. Again, the Lions, of course, the fewest points in the league a year ago. Check out some team stats here. We'll go through the stat line real quick. The total offense, Lions a little over 300, Vikings under 300. I mean, this was a defensive battle. But 22 fourth quarter points by the Lions stunned the Vikings. Neither team over 200 yards passing. The 1 turnover there at the end, but that's a pick on a desperation play by Cousins. I don't even fault him for that. His lack of accuracy was the real problem in this one. Those low third down percentages, that's a very good defensive job. Lions 4 for 4, 4 touchdowns in the red zone. That's how you do it. A minute separates them in time of possession. Mitchell, 22 of 32 for 234 and 3 touchdowns. That's got to be the best performance that Mitchell has had in the year plus. Cousins, 9 of 23 for 148, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Ted Brown, 22-yard completion on that fake punt that set up the Vikings' first score. Bennett, 25 for 124 and a touchdown. Billy Sims, 22 for 68 and a touchdown, leading the way for the Lions. Receiving-wise, Terry Barr, 6 for 126. Michigan grad, Terry Barr. Hometown, the local boy, as Greg was mentioning in the chat. 56 yards after the catch on the day for Barr. Huge touchdown. Set up another one. Adam Thielen, 4 for 82 touchdowns, but Randy Moss, 3 catches for 29 yards. And 2 of those catches came in the fourth quarter. Moss was invisible until that fourth quarter. The drive that led the Vikings to go ahead. Lonnie Warwick, all over the place. Chris Spielman, a terrific game as well. Lions had 5 sacks. Vikings had 4. I may have reversed that. Blair Walsh hits both of his field goal attempts. Hanson hits all 3 of his extra points. Not that anybody really cares about punting stats. Scoring summary. Bennett from 14 in the first. Sims in the second. Blair Walsh with the field goal. 10-7 game at the half. Thielen touchdown, Walsh field goal in the third. But 22 points by the Lions in the fourth quarter. The final 6-yard pass from Scott Mitchell to Herman Moore in the back of the end zone with 7 seconds left after the Vikings had retaken the lead with 1:20 remaining. And that will wrap it all up. Hugely appreciate you guys tuning in. Greg, Tim, thanks for popping by in the chat. Always love having people in the chat. when possible. So again, probably will be a couple of days before I get the highlight video from the whole week put up, and that'll be all 16 games. And we'll have highlights and results and stats from around the league. You can see the week 1 recap show if you missed that. I posted that on the channel a few days ago, and kind of see how that goes about. But it covers everything, and I'm hoping will kind of help the immersion and help people keep updated as to what's going on in the FSFL here in year 2. Bang that like button if you haven't as of yet. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most importantly, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Lions rally to take down the Vikings 29-26.